Yeah, it was irritating. Once I got home, I had to, because, I'm on the insider ring of Windows, and every week I have an update. And every single time I update, I have to reinstall my Sound Blaster E1 drivers so I get my microphone working. And that was not wanting to work. The control panel for the Sound Blaster thing just always, I reinstalled my drivers and restarted my computer 3 times before I joined here. And each time it said compatible device not found. So I had to use my motherboard for microphone.
Amazing.
Okay, because you sound quieter than usual and just the odd little glitch in the audio.
Well, I think the odd little glitch is literally just his connection to me, because I've observed that before.
Yeah, I can't do nothing about it right now.
Yeah, I just turned up your volume.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What episode are we on? 53, isn't it?
Also, I don't know if it's the same for you, since our Axie's playing games. Does TeamSpeak make your micro stutters happen?
No.
No,
TeamSpeak makes me micro stutter in any game.
I'm getting a steady 120 FPS right now in Final Fantasy.
No, I mean, I'm getting a steady 160, but it's stuttering, every now and then. It's really fucking annoying. It's only TeamSpeak that does it.
No, I haven't noticed anything with
You have the overlay turned on or anything, or?
Nope.
Weird.
Your computer's cursed anyway. It's okay.
Might just be because I'm quite literally just using my other monitor.
I mean, I've stopped using a second monitor on my gaming PC because I noticed just AMD's gone back to crap with Navi, where they can't handle dual monitor correctly if you have a heavy load on the GPU.
Yeah, that's quite shitty.
Yeah.
What else to say about it?
It's happened a couple of times. I never really figured out why. And then 2 nights ago, I finally figured it out that I had mining going.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to watch a YouTube video, and the YouTube video is stuttering. And whether I put it into hardware accelerator or not in Chrome, it would still stutter, no matter if it's using CPU or GPU.
Wow, that would just make me not buy a GPU.
Yeah, the display driver on Navi, for some reason, just can't handle doing 2 screens if the engines are under heavy load. It just stutters.
Gotcha.
You know what's amazing? We got these computers that have, 64 cores in them, 128 threads. We got crazy ass computers these days. They could only do one thing at a time. That's it.
I will, and I actually will say one thing to add just more specificity to that. After you have Windows installed for a month, you can no longer multitask.
Simmons, that's just you.
Yeah, probably.
I've had a Windows install for since the beta, and it was still going. The only reason I reinstalled it is because I thought I might as well try and see if there's any difference.
Wait, are we recording yet?
Yeah, we are recording. This is our intro. Welcome to episode 53 of the Extreme Hardware Podcast. We're ranting because
Windows is garbage. You should use a Mac.
Also,
you should all use Linux like me.
That's just wrong. So,
actually, what are you playing your game on there?
A PC.
Yeah, but what OS?
I don't know.
You guys have got it all
wrong. It's Windows.
No, you guys got it all wrong. Unironically, the best operating system is Windows XP.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah, it is.
That apart, I'm going to ignore the security aspect of it because that was not Windows XP's fault. That was the hackers for being not very nice.
I mean, you have a point.
Also, Windows XP does not really know how to handle anything more than 4 threads. So there's also that.
But we're going to ignore that fact as well because in the day, no one had computers that had more than 4 threads.
Yeah.
Heck, more than 2 was outstanding.
Yes.
Or rare. But no, I enjoyed Windows XP. It was a good operating system.
I did too. Also, if you ever corrupted something on it from being a dipshit and just downloading pornware or something along those lines.
You mean using LimeWire?
that too. But it was so easy to rebuild Windows just from the command line. You can't really do that easily.
Not just that. Days. The thing is, when you reinstalled Windows XP, when you booted it up, it was okay, I have the clean slate. Now let me add my stuff. now you rebuild Windows 10. It's like, cool, let me spend 2 hours removing the absolute garbage that Windows comes with. But hey, I'm going to have to do that multiple times over the next course of a month before Windows learns that I don't want Skype to be installed. And it's not like, I think this is a huge part of why people bloody well hate every Microsoft product is I had this thing, I reinstalled Windows because I had an issue where my USB drivers died because yay, Gigabyte, best company ever, 2 of my USB things died. Reinstalled Windows, uninstalled all the bloatware, like used Revo installer or removed the registry keys as well for it. About a week later, i.e. like 5 days ago, I just get a pop-up. You've been signed into Skype.
Yeah, I remember you ranting about that too.
I deleted Skype. It's like, no, we've installed Skype and we've signed in and created a profile for you. So it's like, yes, that's going to make me use your product, Microsoft. That's really great.
So I've actually got another one because it sounds like you're just using standard Windows 10. I've got Windows 10 Pro, and
I do. That's Windows 10 Pro.
Okay,
yeah,
so
Windows 10 Pro still does it.
No. What I was going to say about Windows 10 Pro, I was like, you configure your group policy, and the way group policy is supposed to work is just force settings, and Windows 10 seems to just ignore that half the time.
No, I know. That's why I've stopped using GPOs, because honestly, it doesn't matter.
We found out what happened with that at my work because they tried using that. It's machine-specific GPOs in Pro do not stick over a feature update of Windows 10.
Oh yeah.
But if you have network push GPOs, then they'll update each time after you update the OS.
So in other words, I'm going to have to actually set up my domain controller just so I can stop Windows from being stupid.
Basically, that's the point I'm at too.
I don't care. Like, I'm not going to put that amount of effort into it.
Oh, I am.
That's why I'm going all the way back to Windows XP. You just install it. Done. Great.
I wish I could give you whatever like I've done to Windows to make. I've never experienced any of that.
Like I've got my customized now. Like once I fixed it once, and I'm able to fix it. Like turning off this stupid thumbnail preview if you scroll too close to the taskbar.
I still think
that's a registry fix.
I still think the worst one, at least the most egregious one for me, is just the web search in the start menu. I cannot stand that at all.
Yeah, and you just completely can't disable it. Actually, I hate that because if you have like any typo, it just does a Bing search in Internet Explorer no matter what.
Yeah. Something that I think Windows really, really has to do by like, i.e. enable by default, and it would really help them, is full indexing of your computer. Because by default, it indexes like your start menu and your documents or something. It's useless. And then a lot of people press start and search, and they're like, Windows is terrible because it can't search anything. And it's like, yeah, it can't because it doesn't index shit. And if it's not indexed, it doesn't want to search it. So
or I was going to say, or at least give us a because I know there's a way to actually enable a full index, but it's not a default thing because most
it's still the old style pop-up window for the Windows search indexing.
Yeah, and they've added the new manually. One. They've added a new one called like i.e. the settings, and you go search, and then it's basic or optimized.
Right.
And if you click on optimized, it's still not full. It just indexes some more stuff, like your user documents folder, which is really stupid.
Yeah, I had some issues installing mods for Flight Simulator because I couldn't find the correct folder. Searching the correct folder in Windows Search didn't work.
Yep.
And the internet is full of cretins, and I spent about 4 hours trying to find it, and everyone was giving the wrong answer.
Yeah, but no, that's actually another thing. They probably might not have been giving the wrong answer. It's just Windows settings changes so much that answers are outdated within minutes. It's horrible.
No, it's the wrong answers. Yeah, they told me I was wrong and my folder is there when it wasn't.
Yeah, that's one thing. But I did find out, like, when I was trying to disable, because for some reason my work laptop has decided to instantly pop up taskbar previews when your mouse like just happens to go near the taskbar of your open windows, but then they don't go away for like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
So I was trying to disable them so you can increase the timeout to 30 seconds that you have to be hovering over for them to activate. But Windows doesn't always respect that if Explorer decides to take a dump internally.
Yeah,
And
like
there's
another
the
thing,
GPO for it doesn't actually work. Even though the GPO is there and it says it does it, it doesn't actually do it.
See, I'm
It's
hoping.
another thing for real.
Yeah,
Fuck
go ahead.
internal IT companies. They think they know better than what users actually want. I don't understand it.
But you want, why would you want local admin on your machine? You don't need that.
I don't know, but like just the things like that when they just enable a whole bunch of customization of stuff that they shouldn't. Like you should do as little as you want or as you have to with local GPOs or network push GPOs.
Mhm.
It's annoying when they just try and customize your PC for you, like my company forcing a specific audio driver for like only 20% of the laptops have this audio device, but everyone has to have this 2 gig fucking driver installed because why not? And forcing everyone to have Chrome installed because why not? It's stupid.
So actually, speaking of Chrome, I mean, and maybe somebody can actually justify it for me, but you go to some websites and the website just refuses to work because for whatever reason, whatever custom builder of Chrome we're using, it has a secure media player disabled from like a group policy level.
That's dumb.
And
secure media player. What's that one used for? I can't remember right now.
I mean, like for just the generic just use cases like opening up Spotify web app.
Oh, okay.
Because you have to have that plugin enabled to allow for like what is that licensed media to be able to play. It's like HTTP over HDMI.
Oh,
yeah. Now, on one hand, it disables Spotify, so that reduces network load. But on the other hand, it's like I feel like there's a couple sites that should be working that kind of need this. Like especially like when trying to go to like an F5 support page and then none of the videos work because things are broken.
Yeah, honestly, computers have just gotten worse. Can we go back to the early 2000s, please, when it was like, hey, check out this sick new $250 top-of-the-line graphics card. It'll run everything at the most frame rate you can ever want. It's 640 by 480.
And
that blew our
and
minds.
It has an anime girl on it.
Oh, yeah. No, I just want computers to take themselves way less seriously than they do now.
Let's go back to the Phenom X6 days.
No.
6 full threads, but no hyper-threading, and it just worked.
Before that.
Yeah, way before that. Like single core Pentium 4 days.
Yeah.
Like NetBurst just came out.
Yeah.
That's time. That was
the glory days of the internet.
A good time.
We're basically just making ourselves out to be computer boomers at this point.
Yeah, but actually, sorry, what I wanted to mention a long time ago is with NVIDIA's whole, I mean, we might as well talk about it now. 3060 got released. Everyone knows about it. Everyone knows it's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
And the thing that kind of frustrates me is that no one's covering the mining part of it. Because everyone's telling everyone. I don't know if we recorded this in the intro. I don't think so.
We didn't.
Okay. But yeah, everyone's saying, go to someone else for mining detail because everyone's covering it under mining.
Yeah.
But no one is.
Yeah, literally none of the major reviewers
are. To be honest, I'm not going to mine on it. I don't care. But I'm more interested in how this NVIDIA's implementation of their anti-mining stuff has worked or hasn't worked,
Mm-hmm.
Just from a pure technology standpoint, has this thing worked? And I'm sure a lot of other reviewers who are very curious about the stuff would be also interested in it. Seeing if they can break this or seeing if they can get it to be fooled one way or the other, like folding is fooled by it or something. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying hypothetical. But every single reviewer is not doing it. It just makes me wonder if they've been told, hey, no mining content. This is a gaming card. You will not cover this.
See, I'm actually kind of curious as well because because I brought up the Gamers Network or the Gamers Nexus perspective.
Their choice is perfectly fine, right? But just from a pure curiosity standpoint, this is the first card with NVIDIA's implementation of their anti-mining stuff. That's why I'm interested to see its mining performance. did they do it? Did they break mining? You know,
how did they break it?
Any other apps to be fooled by it?
Yeah, did they only break it for Dagger Hashimoto? But if you mine with, I don't know, something else, does it work full speed?
Yeah, and I've got a feeling like a lot of reviewers are naturally very curious. That's like,
I would
why
hope
they're interested into this, but none of them are covering it.
Yeah,
which is weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I brought up because like when Gamers Nexus made their review and basically stated, yeah, we're not going to be covering the mining. They basically had to do a double back on Twitter and state, no, the reason why we didn't cover it is because we're not interested in mining content. Like, we're going to give you content that we can actually do a consistent review of, which I'll give them credit. But like you said, Alex, every other reviewer is saying the exact same thing.
Yeah.
It's actually really frustrating.
Yeah, and it wouldn't even be doing this wouldn't even be mining content because it would be anti-mining content because you show how slow it is and it's like, look, it fucking sucks. Don't mine on this.
Yeah, exactly.
Miners are going to buy it anyway and find a way around.
I mean, they already are. That's the thing.
But that's the thing. I want to find out how and why.
I'm actually really curious as to how a lot of these mining organizations got their hands on like pallets of these things because like they're
they paid the scalpers because they knew they were going to turn a profit.
Well,
anyway,
no, I mean, they got their hands on them about a week before the actual release date.
Yeah, a lot of these like huge miners are in China, and I wouldn't be surprised if those people know someone at the factory.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 100%. It's all insider deals and crap like that.
Yeah, and you're already talking about like mining organizations that probably have more money than we would know what to do with and how to grease palms.
They have at least 3 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, so also what I wanted to mention while we're on the topics of graphics cards, you said like with your Navi GPU, you just can't use a second monitor. And NVIDIA's whole thing about their crypto TMP and GPU and GeForce separation or whatever, I really, really don't like that. A lot of people really don't like that. And that would push me enough to go to an AMD card.
Mm-hmm.
Except their drivers still suck. Like, this 2021, we've been saying this for 15 years. It's stupid. Like, at one point, you can make a whole bunch of excuses of their much smaller budget, much smaller team. You know, they used to have monthly releases, which they've stopped now. At some point, you've just got to stop having those excuses because the interface is horrible. It looks like it was designed for a tablet. They lock down arbitrary things like overclocking to 7% on the latest GPU's memory.
Mm-hmm.
And most fundamentally, there's just bugs, like really breaking bugs that don't get fixed. The last breaking bug I had with my 1080 Ti was the Cyberpunk 2077 drivers would cause my screen to flicker and then my PC to lock up.
Yeah.
That was fixed within 2 weeks. And yeah, that is that is just a system breaking bug.
Yep.
But that thing with your GPU, like not being able to use your second monitor, I would say that's a completely system breaking bug.
Yeah, so to give people a little bit of context, I think we talked about that before we started recording, is on my Navi 5700, when I do happen to be mining on it, when I'm not doing gaming or anything, I figure, well, you know what, maybe we'll make a little bit of extra money so I can actually afford a new GPU.
Yeah.
If I have a second screen turned on, both over DisplayPort, I cannot watch a video in like YouTube with hardware acceleration on or off. It just stutters, and it's just a piece of crap. Sound is fine. The rest of the site is responsive. It just video for some reason just does not work.
That's weird.
But on my Polaris didn't do that. And as soon as I turn off the second screen, it's perfectly fine. I can go play a game while mining and have a YouTube video playing in the background. Perfectly fine, no stuttering.
That's really strange, actually.
You would think the audio would stutter. You would think that something in the system would lose sync. And yeah, like why isn't the audio touched?
Purely the display driver is just messed up, and I don't know why.
That's so weird.
I will say that on my my VR system, my GTX 1070 on a 4K TV, when I'm mining, audio is never desynced, but there's definitely graphics headers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's something weird with driver. I mean, Navi was another different thing than Polaris, but you would think they could have at least the same stuff working between releases before they release it.
Yeah.
Like, that's not something that's out of the ordinary to have a high compute load while you have two screens running. That's basically every workstation usage.
But also, watch that never get fixed. That's the thing that I have an issue with AMD drivers is, they're like the opposite of Apple with their iOS updates. Like, once a new graphics like architecture comes out, holy crap, the previous one has just dropped.
Yeah.
They used to be very good with support, like the HD 5000, 6000, 7000 era. You know, they were supporting really old architectures for a long time. But I'd say with the Fury and onwards, they just focus on what they're releasing at the moment. New architecture comes out, old one is just good luck.
Oh, I see that with Ryzen 2, right? They're going through generations too fast that they can't have support for new generations on launch day and still keep support for the old stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's actually a case of them making it too complex for themselves. Like, I get that they want to have this whole, you can support a whole bunch of different CPUs and different motherboards, but it's just too complex at this point. And they should just line up the main, really, like, you know, Ryzen, not the, what's the word, but, you know, not the one with the GPU and the CPU, just the main Ryzen, like the new Zen 3 architecture. They should line it up with an X something motherboard at the same time.
I agree. Yeah,
like, I don't think X570 should have been released at all until Zen 3 came out. And then just specifically make it for Zen 3.
Kind of had to wait for Zen 3 to be released so they could fix stuff that was broken. Not broken, but
or at least
wasn't fully supported.
Or at least release it with Zen 3 and then make it reverse compatible with future updates. Because I feel like that's a better option than making it compatible with the old tech first, and then you have to do a lot of backpedaling.
But yeah, that's like, even so, going all the way back, even though I don't like what NVIDIA's done, I just don't trust AMD to get it right with software long-term support, because I don't change components. I don't want to change components that much, rather.
Right. The only piece of hardware I'm readily willing to change aside from storage is my GPU, but that's so inoffensive these days.
Yeah, I mean, my 1080 Ti I think is going to have an even longer life than March 2017. What's it now? Almost 4 years.
Yeah, man. I mean,
at this point, I'm contemplating buying my old coworker. He's got a 980 Ti that's got a water block that he swapped out for 2070, and it's been sitting on his desk because he's not a gamer or anything, and he doesn't have his water cooling system anymore. I'm thinking we're just buying that from him because that's going to be the best way for me to get a GPU for my system.
But it's not just even that. Like, how Jack has said how kind of, I suppose, disappointing the 3090 has been for him.
Yeah.
It just makes me go, well, if that's the best of the best currently, I'm not really interested in, well, I mean, not interested. I think I'd be very disappointed spending $2,000 something, if not more. And I have that same feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think this is where I think one of Jack's recent tweets, which was like a month after we had this conversation before, of more stable frame rates versus pixel count.
Yep.
Yes.
Because I'm still on a 1080p 27-inch screen that's, 3 feet from my face. It's a 240 hertz Asus. And I will happily game on that at 240 hertz 1080 over 4K at this, like, how close I'm to the screen.
I completely agree with you.
Like Jack said, there's even the newest GPUs can't push out that 150 plus frame rate at a steady pace.
Well, I need to interject before I totally forget this, because I did go on another Twitter rant last night, because I realized this is the first time I tested a GPU on a locked CPU. You know, my 10900. The most I could do if there's like a multi-threaded load is 4.6 gigahertz. So I loaded up Hitman 3. I used throttle stop to put myself down to 4 gigahertz. And I need to retest everything on my 9900K now at 5 gigahertz or more, because I was CPU limited and nothing in any of my recorded stats would have shown that, really, because the GPU was pegged. I mean, everything was pegged the right way it's supposed to be. So I don't think we have fast enough CPUs to push a 3090.
So weren't you reporting a lot of stuttering though? And to be honest, I've heard that before from 3090s, stuttering, like micro stuttering.
But there might be a point to what he's saying, is like, if the CPU just can't keep up.
Yeah, and then this needs, well, at least on Skylake, Comet Lake is Skylake, I need more clock speed.
Right.
I don't know how Rocket Lake is going to do this. I'm curious.
I'm actually quite interested for Rocket Lake.
Yeah,
me too.
Well, going back on the prices, I just looked it up and I don't see a problem. A Glock is $400.
Well, but you're British, so you can't get one of those.
No,
Sorry,
you.
I completely missed the joke.
I laughed anyway just to fit in.
that was a pretty good joke. Oh man. I guess while we're on the topic of GPUs, so what's the deal with our RX 6000 announcement?
I mean, I don't care again.
It's going to be coming out on Wednesday.
RX, 6700. It's going to have 8 to 16 gigs of VRAM. You won't be able to buy one, and
okay,
that's
it might also be a 5700 rebrand and tweak.
Yay! All right.
I hope not, is all I can say. I would say I don't think so, but nothing would surprise me anymore with graphics cards. It's just, I don't know. It's a thing that a lot of people want, but they don't know why they want them.
Yeah.
Right now.
Do you think NVIDIA and AMD actually have a roadmap for what cards get how much VRAM? Because I think they're just winging it.
No, 100% they're winging it. But you know Noctua's roadmap? Do you know the joke around it? So Noctua's roadmap, they release a roadmap every year, and it's horrifically inaccurate, very delayed, because their quality control is, I would argue, a bit too intensive, right?
Oh.
I mean, I can't fault them for that, but it is to a fault.
But it is a little bit of a meme. Where was I going with this? Yes, but basically, I think right now Noctua's roadmap is probably more accurate than either AMD or Intel's roadmap.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the VRAM thing is weird too. It's also back, like, they're focusing, I think, I'm not sure if AMD, like, I'm off the cuff here, but they've never, aside from HBM, they've never really pushed the fastest memory chips on their stuff. It's almost like they're just making up for that with just having more memory available.
Right. Kind of like
to do stuff with.
Yeah.
And I mean, it works for some applications, like people who want to do big, massive 3D models and all that stuff. It's great. But for the majority of the users, which are going to be gamers and, or in this case, miners, having all that VRAM, like above 8, makes no real difference unless you're doing 5K and up gaming. Or horribly optimized games, which, I mean, that's, I guess, technically
I was going to say
popular,
that's pretty much the modern landscape. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should take a whole episode one time to talk about the psychology of gamers and why they think they need 3D cards.
Actually, 100%. Because what's interesting is the cards that a lot of, I'm going to exclude people who are building new systems. People who are building new systems are absolutely fucked right now, and I actually genuinely feel sorry for them. They're the people getting fucked over right now.
No, I'm actually dealing with that directly right now with a friend of mine.
Yeah. That's what happened with Tiffany's brother. He had to get like a 2070 Super because, yeah. Anyway, people who currently have stuff, like there is this now more than ever, for some reason, compulsion to upgrade. And then, no offense to people who do, but most people will just go, okay, cool, let me keep playing, Valorant or League of Legends or Fortnite or CSGO.
Yeah.
It's like, cool, you have even a 3060 Ti for this game that can run really well on a 1060.
Or use me for the funny, keep upgrading your computer and you still just play Minecraft.
Yeah.
I was just going to say something about Minecraft. Of what about the people who want to try Minecraft with RTX?
That's
and
true.
They can't.
Yeah.
Or in my case, where I'm directly dealing with this right now, is my buddy who has 6 kids between him and his girlfriend. They're all gamers. Who does like the full chain of hand-me-down computer parts. He's still rocking a 4890 in one of the PCs.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Nice.
Because he needs to.
Yeah.
And he's actually buying my GT 430 off me out of my old retro gaming PC because one of his GPUs died, one of the R7 370s, but he needs just something in there so they can play just basic like Minecraft and like Ark Survival at the lowest settings. Otherwise, like he has no other GPU spare right now. And he's not buying a GT 710 for $130 from Best Buy.
Man, if I wasn't a GPU holder, I would need to get in contact with your buddy because I still have my 7970, my GT6 GT660 or GTX.
Yeah, and it sucks that people are dealing with this and now, like new people or people just need to upgrade because stuff's broken.
Yeah, so actually, I have number 1 spot on Time Spy for a 1030 plus a 9900K. and that's actually was way better than my 1080 Ti. I don't know. I had more fun doing that than overclocking.
You know what? I think before I sell this to him, I should put my GT 430 in with my 1500X.
Yeah, no, because it's actually kind of a meme. Like I got my 9900K. I think it would be a great extreme overclocker because I got it to like 5.3 gigahertz really easily. And just the 1030, I basically put like my windows open. There's a giant fan blowing from the window. It's like minus 10 outside onto my computer. My load temperatures were like 8 degrees Celsius. I had just so many fans on this tiny ass heatsink.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I managed to overclock it by the memories, for example. The memory stock is like 1.8 gigahertz, and I got it to like 2.6 on a 1030 with no VRAM cooling. Nice. No VRM cooling either. It's great. But I was quite surprised. There's actually quite a few people trying to get number 1 spot with a 9900K and 1030.
You started something. I mean, that almost kind of makes me think because on my last rendition of my VR computer, because I had that 6600K, and I was able to achieve a overclock to 5 gigahertz with I think a 0.2 volt undervolt.
Oh, nice.
It was a really great undervolter, and I've kind of been doing some thinking of like just doing like some meme overclocking and just see how low on the power I could just go and still get really good performance.
You should. So you said you had a whole bunch of old graphics cards.
Yeah, I've got.
You should 100% try and just overclock them as far as you can go with a modern system.
See, you're right, but unfortunately, like I don't have a fast CPU to do that with because I'm on a 1900X.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely worth doing though because that kind of stuff is always hilarious to me. I mean, hell, Ocean's dead now, but I remember a few years ago when they were doing the 8800 overclocking competition.
Wasn't it 8600? I know what you mean.
It was that Steam series of GPUs, but I just remember all these users doing these overkill voltage mods on these.
Yeah, like these shunt mods, and just like I think if we were to do that, it would be pretty funny for all of us to get a single GPU and try and overclock it. But we would have to limit to like has to be air cooling.
Hey, I'm totally down. I'll just rip the Morpheus 2 off of my 780.
Yeah, the problem is cost though. Because now there's no GPUs.
Yeah, no. Honestly, if we can all get our hands on like GT 1030s for like $30 or something like that, that'd be really fun to do. Then, of course, I think Jack would end up winning because I think he technically has the fastest CPU out of all of us.
Oh, don't I have one?
Wait, do you?
What does Jack have? What do you have?
I have a 10900, but that can't overclock. But I have the 9900K, which can.
Oh, I've got a 5800X.
Yeah, you're faster.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's technically got the fastest CPU.
I also don't really care.
All right, well that's easy enough. So Jack would be technically fastest CPU out of the gate.
Well, that's
because he does like overclocks.
I like a model like from Dell or HP, right? Like the Dell Optiplex, whatever that shipped with a GT 1030.
Oh yeah,
and just all get the same model of it used or something. Like find like some whatever in the US, like some old school or something. It will get Enterprise to pay for the shipping for us to ship them out to everyone and make it a big EHW article. Just without changing the base hardware, only changing the cooling and doing like volt mods. Who can get the highest scores and the best temps?
Oh man, I mean I do have some dead GPUs I would totally rip off the VRMs from.
Something else would be kind of interesting is you have like a maximum of, I don't know, pounds and Canadian dollars and US dollars of like $30 you can spend on cooling mods.
Wait, but does that count hardware that we already own? Because technically my Morpheus cooler is
I would say no. Okay, sorry, I would say yes.
Damn.
Sorry.
Yeah, because my Morpheus cooler,
like, hardware we already own. I own like a giant water cooling loop.
Oh no! I mean, like if we were doing like the air cooling restriction, like my Morpheus cooler is like $65, and then my 2 Delta fans are like $45. So
no, the idea I'm trying to get across is we need to buy some really dumb shit from AliExpress as cheap as possible.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what the thing is. We could talk about this throughout the week. I like this idea.
I like this idea too. And honestly, I like spitballing it on recording because now it holds us accountable.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But to go back to what you were talking about, GPU shortage shit stuff, I was just like thinking, Intel might have the right idea with Rocket Lake here, because if that built-in iGPU with XE on Rocket Lake is actually decent, then maybe people should just be getting Rocket Lake using that built-in GPU.
That would be so funny, actually.
Yeah, iGPUs are huge right now.
Yeah. Maybe that's what we should overclock. We should all get a cheap Rocket Lake with XE.
Oh, man.
I'm saying it's going to be in stock, though. It's going to be in stock. Mark my words.
Oh, I know it will.
I'd gotten an A8 3870K from AMD back when I was doing some reviews for OCN.
Ooh.
And that thing was fun to overclock because you hit the wall so fast on power budget that you had to find the balance between the CPU overclocking and the GPU overclocking based on the benchmark.
Wait, which CPU was that?
The A8 3870K. It was the FM2.
Wait, what is the most temperature limited all-in like pre-made? It has to be a Dell. Well, it doesn't have to be Dell, like, HP, whatever. With a Pentium 4. Surely those must be cheap to find.
I mean, like the most readily available one for me is what's currently running my parents' router. I mean, I know I talked about this before, but my first PF Sense build was just retrofitting the whole old Dell Dimension 7400, and yeah, that's my parents' current router. So,
I mean, that would be kind of a dream to go back like Pentium 4 era and
turbo button,
a 9800 Radeon, and let's just push that in 2021 as far as it could go.
Yeah, and like I want something that's just horrifically thermally limited, and
I
suppose we have to have some sort of restrictions around. Well, you can't just take the whole thing out of the computer. Like, you need to have it.
Yeah, side panel on.
No, actually, do you know what would be really funny is like we can get like one of the like first gen M.2 drives and just see who can like get the thing faster just by cooling it, because those things were so ungodly hot when they first came out.
No, that's dumb. No offense, that's just dumb.
It's really dumb, but it's funny.
No, I think like if we get one of those really old Dell Dimension computers, there has to be. It's a really hard thing to implement, but it has to be at least looks presentable in an office space. Still,
it looks presentable, but it doesn't have to sound presentable.
yeah. Well, sound is a different thing, sure, but it has to look presentable. Like you can't just remove the front panel and put a whole bunch of fans there. But if you were to like make it look decent, it's a very hard thing to implement, but some sort of like judging it, saying, okay, yeah, that would probably be okay in an office. Because I have some ideas I don't want to share.
Actually, I do have an idea, and I'm willing to share it just because this is only something I can really pull off. Is like I've got this old fan from like one of those auxiliary hot water heat pumps that is, I think, about 10 inches across, and it has ridiculously high static pressure because it was pushing through basically a condenser coil. And I could basically just do like a lifted side panel, but just modify it enough so it still looks like stock plus. And just do a lot of weird like ducting.
Mm. But yeah, I linked something there, something like that. That's the Pentium 4 3.4 gigahertz. That was the really hot one. And
this seems like the one I owned.
Oh man,
I think everyone owned one of those. I still have one of those somewhere.
Actually, you know what? I still have the motherboard from my dad's old computer fully functioning.
Yeah, so one of those old. The only problem we're going to have is we need to find one all with the same CPU. I think GPU is easy to kind of like, if this has, like a FX 5700 and this one has an FX 5200, it's pretty easy just swapping one out for the other. CPU might be a bit harder because I don't know how the BIOSes are done in those old Dell machines, if they care about you switching CPUs.
Oh yeah, so I'm actually looking at the CPU right now. It's a Core 2 Duo 6300. So this is a little bit later than what you're talking about, but
I like this one because it's for $69.99.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but something like that, I think that would be perfect. Yeah,
Okay.
Pentium 4 2.8 gigahertz. I found another one, Pentium 4 2.8 gigahertz. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So I assume
what about
they're the same.
the Dell Box 360, because it looks like an Xbox?
So, I mean, I think what we should probably end up doing is saying, this is the CPU you need to get. It needs to be from an all-in-one manufacturer, you know what I mean? One of those manufacturers. This is the budget. If you want to go over it, E will approve it, but you have to pay for the going over it. But it's going to have to be the same CPU anyway.
Oh yeah.
And GPU should be this GPU. If you can't find it, we'll try and find one and slap it in. If you want to go for a single, like a thinner one, sure, but that's going to be much harder for you, so.
How are we going to overclock these, though, on Dell motherboards?
Yeah, right.
We didn't look at all of those ribbon cables.
The IDE drives. Yeah. IDE to SSD adapter.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Because if we get rid of the restriction of it having to be a pre-built from Dell, which would be a real problem, why don't we just shoot for seeing if we could buy, like, I don't know, a Pentium 4 Extreme Edition that Francois posed with in this picture?
Ah, yes.
Let's do
that and just buy like a Dell case and then modify it to fit my current motherboard and CPU.
yeah, that's just a sleeper build. I love it.
Yeah, honestly.
No, I think Jack's right. I think that might be probably the best approach, but still have the prerequisite of it needs to look like it can be in an office. So yes, you can buy like the $15 case, but you can't slap a office fan in the side panel.
Or just like one of those 3000 CFM like blower fans.
I also think another interesting restriction, all the fans need to be powered by the computer.
Ooh.
Because I know what's going to happen. You're just going to slap an air conditioning right next to it, like an aircon fan.
Yep, or a chiller.
Yeah. So all the fans need to be powered by the computer.
I just picture one of the desktop, the sideways PCs that you put your CRT on top of. Except take the CRT apart, put an LCD in, and then put the chiller in behind where the CRT back stuff was.
That's a lot of effort.
Oh, well, no, because I did see a build where somebody took like one of those old school like Mac all-in-ones. And he just gutted the internals, put a modern screen in it, and he just had a TEC cascade set up in it.
Nice.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, so those, I don't think the Extreme Edition will be easy to come by, but the Pentium 4 HTs are really cheap to come by.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be a really good one. We just need to we need to not do 775, probably just 478, because 775 is a bit too new for my liking. So if we do 478 and then stick to like, I don't think we'll get the Extreme Edition. It's hard to find for a cheap price.
Yeah, true.
So the one just below it, the 3.6 gigahertz one, usually pops up. Oh no, that's 775. There's quite a few 3 gigahertz one I've seen for 478 that are about $15.
So 3.4 gigahertz SL8K4. That might be good. That's on 478.
Yeah, something like this.
SL7PM. Okay. That. SL7PM.
So I'm gonna say let's just put this convo on pause so we can hash out the details later. But the only reason why I want to do so is because before we started recording, Andrews wanted to yell at me for something.
Oh yeah,
you're an idiot. Yeah, you don't know how to stream VR Assetto Corsa.
Okay, so
what did he do wrong?
Everything.
Okay, so
what did he do right?
So the problem that because the last time I streamed Assetto Corsa, I was on my desktop with my Xbox 360 controller, so that was just an easy display capture. The problem is one of the nice things about streaming is being able to actually interact with your chat, because I don't have enough of a viewer base to be able to just ignore chat and still get lots of money. So basically, I'm having to configure a window capture through, I think it's like OVR Drop is the name of the software, and then I have to manually place it in the VR dimension above where my steering wheel is. It just at a precarious angle so I can look up and see it. And then when you go to actually configure your streaming, you actually have to do a little bit of finagling just to get the VR view to pop up, because the Assetto Corsa default view port is that like 1x1 square, but then it blows out the edges to fill your screen. So it's just a pain in the butt.
It also doesn't help that Assetto Corsa the game and Assetto Corsa the menu are two different applications.
That's correct.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So you have to do a dedicated capture on just like it was like ac2.exe, and once you get that set up, it sometimes works.
Yeah.
So you're
better to just stream VR view, which is what we helped you set up.
Yep. Which I never used before, so that was nice.
Yeah.
Basically, he wanted to complain at me, just to complain at me, but really it's more so it's getting AC2 to stream in VR is really annoying.
Yeah, it is. It wasn't really designed for VR, that game. A lot of people requested it, and the developers got really annoyed, saying, no, we're not going to implement it. So someone made a mod for it, and then the developers just took that and made it official.
Yep.
I am going to just write the stuff down in the background. Actually, I can't stop thinking about this, even though you said
Same.
pause it. Jack, so I think we shouldn't go for that one, just because I think, at least from what I'm seeing, the 3 gigahertz Pentium 4 is a lot more available and a lot cheaper.
Okay.
So this needs to be cheap, first and foremost, and readily available. So, and also the 3 gigahertz one has the same front side bus speed as the 3.2 and the 3.4, which is good, I guess. I don't know. The 3.06 has a slower front side bus speed. Don't know why. So if we do that, motherboards are going to be a pain. I think we should just set a budget for motherboards rather than a specific motherboard.
Okay.
And then RAM, I think we should just...
Oh, dang. We're not old enough to use RAM bus. I want to use RAM bus on this.
Wait, what RAM does it use? Because I have some DDR1, I think.
Yeah, it's DDR1. I'm pretty sure it's DDR1.
Because I have a 1 gigabyte stick of DDR1 somewhere.
Wow.
Big.
So we have... let me write this out. So we got the CPU. We're going to do Pentium 4 3.0 HT, or rather HT 3.0. And the name for that, I mean, it's not like anyone listens to our podcast anyway.
Yeah,
no, it's funny.
There's these 3 SKUs, but the one I see the most is SL7PM. Yeah, okay, the names were actually quite bad back then.
I kind of like them.
So Mobo, obviously, socket 478. These are pin, right? Pretty sure these are PGA.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Just other things. Operating system XP. That was pack 3.
XP or 2000? Let's be a little bit
XP,
open.
Because I think XP has a bit more sort of support.
True. I just know mine back then. I was running Windows 2000 on it and it was fine.
Drive doesn't matter. Like, it's not going to affect the benchmarks at all.
Nah, not really.
Yeah.
So drive any. Obviously, all the peripherals don't matter. And they don't include in the budget. Not included in budget. Because I expect everyone to just kind of use whatever they have.
Yeah, I mean, if it's got any SATA port, I'm just going to slap a 120 gig SSD on the thing.
It probably won't. It'll probably be IDE.
It depends on the motherboard. Yeah.
So if we go 478 motherboard,
I mean, honestly, that's the funny part about it is like because there are just PCI SATA cards, so you could literally just slap one of those in if you really wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, the motherboard's going to be the hardest part, I think, because
I'm going to be watching a
Dell, IBM, etc. It's hard to find computer enthusiast ones like Asus and
I'm finding a couple here and there.
Also, power supply, as far as I understand, it uses a 20-pin and I think a 4-pin for CPU power, and I think that's it.
Yeah, and all modern power supplies support that, so just getting one that actually fits in the case is going to be the challenge.
Yeah, I'm actually just going to take my server power supply and use that.
Right.
And I think we should probably also do that in terms of like power supply is an expensive bit, and I think any again is fine for that.
Honestly, I think the power move is going to be if you don't get one of those like slim tower computers and you go for like one of those more like traditional mid tower like office computers. You could probably just get like an SFX power supply and be just fine.
Yes, but I'm trying to think and keep it as like cheap as possible.
Right.
So yeah, I have one or two here that I can see that are pretty neat, but none of them have SATA Simmons.
Yeah,
that's true. It's true.
Like I'm pretty sure SATA is
That was a couple years later.
Yeah, you probably can do IDE to SATA adapter. I don't know if that actually exists.
I don't know. I mean, SATA to IDE is a thing, but I don't know if that would work.
I should probably search PATA to SATA because IDE is the connector.
Yeah, this is the motherboard. This is the one right here.
Mm.
Oh, yes. Oh, I love it.
Oh, look at that price, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we're going to have to...
we're going to have to really flesh this one out.
Yeah, I think it would be really fun. I think Chris would actually really enjoy it as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we should mention Chris isn't here because he's with a dog, and that's important.
Yeah.
In terms of case, just last thing on touching on this, a lot of the cases have custom motherboards, especially around this time, custom mounting, custom everything. Putting it in a workstation case might be very impossible.
So the solution for that is if you could get yourself, if you could get your hands on a decent like MATX form factor case, you can literally just get like M3 standoffs for like you can get 100 of them for like $5 on Amazon.
Well, yeah,
you can literally just modify the case to fit whatever motherboard you need.
No, sure, but what I'm saying is I don't think we should force that. I think any case, so long as it's not.
I do want to restrict it to like that OEM like mass distributed computer that should have been $300 that was sold for $1,500. You know the ones I'm talking about, like that clamshell case that we were looking at earlier.
Yeah.
By the way, Jack, you're going to need to include a lot of reference images in the thumbnail this time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh man,
just throw them in, even if it's got a white border. It's fine.
No, we gotta get those pictures that look like they have a transparent background, but it's actually just a checkerboard background.
Oh god.
Yeah, Google is actually horrible for that. DuckDuckGo is actually really good for searching for transparent. It respect if you put the words transparent in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose we can stick to like a Dell Optiplex or HP whatever case. But if you absolutely can't, something that is Office acceptable, just like a black box.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we are getting actually relatively close to wrapping up our recording. There is one article that I did want to touch on real quick because I think it's kind of funny. NVIDIA CUDA on Intel GPUs is going to be a thing, apparently.
Yep. They're
calling it ZLUDA, or ZLUDA, as I'm going to just call it. The quote from the article is, the developers behind ZLUDA describe it as a drop-in replacement for CUDA on Intel GPUs. And the way I'm reading this is also going to be a thing for iGPUs as well. Moving forward. And I find that really interesting.
Yeah.
Now, my biggest concern is the abstraction that they're probably doing for this and how much actual performance hit you're going to have due to the abstraction. Kind of like running x64 on ARM.
But you look at the results in the article there, and I don't know what's going on with the stereo matching Geekbench result.
Oh, man. What?
Yeah. Yeah, it's faster.
Compared to OpenCL, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But it's not perfect because if you look at like, the particle physics, it is a 62% of the performance of OpenCL, so that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is, though, that this gives you a way that you can test your CUDA code just to see if it's actually going to work and give you a result you want before you scale it up to, let's say, some pay-on-demand cloud GPUs or something that have CUDA.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think some CUDA accelerated applications could benefit from this that are just not really intensive.
Yeah, absolutely.
True.
I was going to say like some implementations of like hardware acceleration in browsers could probably really benefit from this.
And also, if they still bloody well used PhysX, now you could get PhysX on like a really cheap laptop.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's funny. PhysX on a Chromebook. But no,
Waifu's Luda.
Waifu's Luda.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
and
really
actually,
interesting.
Shouldn't Photoshop and stuff, that whole Adobe suite, take advantage of this?
In theory, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it'd be efficient, but you know what? It would work.
That probably won't work, actually. If I use my GPU in Lightroom, it just goes black. Like Adobe, maybe I just have bad luck with it, but I think it just hates non-enterprise hardware.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I've been having issues with the pirated Photoshop that I've been using since I installed the 3090. It just makes everything slow.
Do you have a G-Sync monitor?
Huh?
Do you have a G-Sync monitor?
No.
What, do you have any FreeSync G-Sync?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Because one thing I would find is it would use G-Sync in Photoshop and go down to like 12 FPS.
Oh.
Ooh, crunchy.
Well, I mean, it's technically doing the job correctly. It's just shouldn't be doing it with that in that way.
Yes.
I, you know, on that note, I am looking forward to upgrading my monitors because I really need anything sync on my main desktop.
Yeah, I've been using the new Photoshop as well recently, mostly with Simmons.
Oh yeah, yeah. For anybody who actually does listen to this podcast and questions who the person with the fucked up face is in the thumbnail, it's usually me.
Oh yeah.
And Andrews has been having a time with my face recently, which sounds really horrible out of context.
It does.
Oh man. Though I think the biggest hit that you had lately was Cube Simmons. Or was it Long Simmons?
No, it's Long Simmons.
Yeah.
I'm sending them now.
Oh, that's in the thumbnail for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know what's the funniest thing about that image though is he fixed my eyes.
Oh yeah.
Wait, I've got more.
Yeah, he also has OO Simmons, which is awful.
Wait, is it W the bridge of your nose?
No, you'll see.
Oh no.
Yeah, I need to look for them because I didn't actually save these.
Oh, I mean, I can just go to the tweet real quick.
It's illegal.
I've got a Minecraft Simmons.
Yeah, Minecraft Simmons is Oh man, I love it. It's so bad.
I didn't send OO Simmons anywhere apart from Twitter.
It ended up in one of our servers, but wait, here it is. Here's OO Simmons.
Oh, that one, yeah.
No, admittedly, the only thing that's really OOing is my mustache.
Oh boy.
Oh man. I was gonna say, is there anything else that we absolutely want to discuss right now?
You mentioned Bitcoin always dropping in price in March, and I actually looked it up, and it does if you set the timescale to 1 year.
Oh, okay. You know what? I think it's February that it was.
No, Simmons. It just drops when it drops. It's not seasonal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Why are you doubting this, Simmons? It's not like there's no seasonality to Bitcoin. They're not like, oh, it's getting a bit cold. I'm gonna sell all my Bitcoins.
Sell all the Bitcoins that you can use your GPU to mine some more and get some heat.
Yeah. No. When it gets cold, Bitcoin prices go up. When it gets hot, Bitcoin prices go down. There is nothing to back that statement.
No, there isn't for a reason.
Oh, actually, Jack, I've got a question for you. How much longer do you expect NiceHash to be profitable for?
Oh, it's already not.
It still is for me.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone from doing like $19 a day average pay rate to $9 or almost $10. So it dropped a whole bunch.
Yeah, when it was at its peak profitability, I was still making a loss because of electricity costs.
I am still at $15 a day.
Well, you have a
I'm
more
not
more
lying.
variety of cards, don't you?
Yeah, but I also did shut off the 980 Ti because that thing is just not profitable. It hasn't been since I turned it on.
Because I'm just doing CPU mining with random X Monero and just 3090, just whatever is profitable.
No, because I'm actually noticing that my BTC profitability is about the same as where it always has been. It's just like because the price of Bitcoin's gone down, like the profitability's gone down. That's really it.
Yeah. Well, Ether and Bitcoin. But yeah.
Right. Yeah, Ethereum took a big plunge today, didn't it?
It's been
It's been going down steadily for the last week, I think. Hang on, I've actually got some.
Yeah, 23% over the last 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I mean, I honestly did not expect Bitcoin to hold 50K for that long. It was just like when it hit 25K the first time.
Yeah.
But it will eventually go back up. It's just a matter of how long it's going to take for that.
It will not go up, and gamers will get their cards, okay?
You know what? You got to live pessimistically because when you're proven wrong, it's a good thing.
We should just ban mining. No more Bitcoin.
No more Bitcoin. Yeah, that'll work. Oh. Yeah. So I mean, I think that's pretty much all I got for today. Yeah. This was actually kind of fun because we only talked about like 3 articles.
This is a semi-extras. Yeah.
I mean, but let's be really honest. There wasn't a whole lot of news this week, and like the actual news we can just talk about next week. So,
yep.
Oh wait, we didn't announce the winners of the folding competition.
Yeah, actually, does anybody have that thread pulled up?
No.
All right, give me a second.
I'm looking for it now as well.
Jack.
Yeah. So
just in voice lobby, which one should I choose there? The quick one or the normal one?
I've been using the quick miner because there's no fee actually when you mine with that one.
What's the difference between the
quick
one and
the quick miner has a really cool GPU overclocking tool that's built into it that works in your web browser. Learn about it and mess around with it. It's neat.
Why though? If I know the max overclock of my current GPU.
Oh, well, still just use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, should have been doing this a long time ago, actually. But hey ho.
Okay, I'm actually struggling to find the article.
I just sent it to you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's see. So, the winners of the folding competition. Cerberus won a K100. Nistalo won a Cooler Master Caliber R1 gaming chair.
No, whoa, slow down. You got to do this more grandly, Simmons. I want a grander announcement.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Jack, edit in a drum roll between each winner.
Yeah. No, poor Jack.
Oh boy, no. Okay, so yes, so Cerberus won the K100 mechanical gaming keyboard.
Is this more grand?
Yes.
Oh, you're terrible.
Nistala won the Cooler Master Caliber R1 gaming chair. The Nalo won the crucial 1 terabyte M.2 SSD. Bastion NL won the Inwin 904 case. Import R32 won the crucial ballistics memory.
I wonder if he likes any specific car.
BWG won the Inwin modular PSU. Pioneers is allowed.
A really stupid acronym for the BWG.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I can't share it. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Pioneers Allowed won the EK Water Blocks, EK AIO 240 mil AIO cooler.
That's neat.
ESA SEAL Team 6 won the Team Group T-Force Vulcan Z memory kit. Banami 2 won the Team Group T-Force Vulcan SSD. I'm going to just whiff this name, but Alculus won the $50 cash giveaway. Diffident won the $25 cash giveaway. Alex won the 25-pound cash giveaway. Congratulations. Sergeant Swanee won the 25-pound cash giveaway. And Spicer won a gold premium account. So congratulations to all the winners. I'm a complete moron because I missed this competition.
Yeah.
Last day.
Oh my gosh.
As it finished, Simmons is like, when's it starting?
Yeah, I'm completely stupid. I really wish I would have been part of this. But
we told you several times that it was starting soon and that it has started and that it is nearly finished.
you know, one of the primary reasons why I piss off Chris on this podcast is because I can't read.
Mhm.
So anyway, congrats.
I think you can't read because it's really hard to focus on letters. when you
Yeah.
write.
Yeah, it's probably dyslexia.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but congratulations to all the winners. This was a really big giveaway, and I guess I will be a little bit more attentive to the next competition when we have one. So, yeah, I think this will be it for this recording of the Extreme Hardware Podcast. Thank you all for listening, and
Au revoir.
all right, that works.